Hey, what's going on, everyone? Steve here at the TheDjLab, and I'm testing the new microphone. This is the Shure M7. Is it the M7? No, my bad. It's the MV7. So, yeah. Let me take a listen and see how this is going. And if you're watching, let me know what you think. Does this sound any different than what you've been listening to recently? I bet you not. And if you're watching, let me know what you think. Does this sound any different than what you've been listening to recently? One thing I'm wondering as well about this mic, I almost feel like maybe I'm a little too close to it, perhaps. Something just feels off. I don't know if it's my noise suppression. Let me adjust the mic away just a little bit and see if this sounds better. Sometimes I feel a little, I don't know what the word is. I think it's overmodulated. Something just feels off. I don't know if it's me. Just taking a listen to this thing. Test 1 2. Check 1 2. This microphone actually has a gain on it as well too. Okay, you know what? I think this is good. I think this is going to be the look. Let me just Yeah, I think we're cooking with Crisco. So this microphone, I bought it. Long McQuaid is a really great company, by the way, here in Canada. So I was renting the Shure SMB SM7DB. Yeah. And this is like a $700 microphone. And I really did need phantom power because I was going in through the Shure X2U, and I don't have the A9 mixer any longer, so I don't have phantom power there. So it just didn't make sense to be running XLR into anything because the microphone I'm running through OBS, and I'm always running noise suppression. So I went back to them after 2 months of rental. And you know what they did for me? They gave me 1 month of the rental, like they gave me 65 bucks back. And then they found this mic in the rental department. And because it was rented out a few times, quite a few times, I got it for 211 bucks. That's a pretty good deal. So yeah, and I got the box and the cables, and they cleaned it up for me. And seriously, if you need a microphone to do podcast stuff, I don't see any good reason, honestly. This has XLR and USB. I don't see any good reason to spend the money for that other microphone. This thing sounds fine. It sounds as good as I need it to sound. You guys can tell me what you think. What's going on there? Seeing somebody popped into the chat. What's going on, DJ Sports Girl? Just testing the microphone out, seeing how it sounds. I think sounds pretty good. Let me try turn the gain down a little bit on this thing, a couple notches, and see what happens if I get a little bit closer and I don't talk super goddamn loud. Maybe that makes a difference. Seeing how it sounds, I think. So maybe, let me just make some slight adjustment. If I'm right about there, does that sound good to you? Talking across the mic, not talking into the microphone. I think that's how the YouTube guys do it. So maybe just make some slight adjustment. If I'm right about there, does that sound good to you? Talking across the mic, not talking into the microphone. I think that's how the YouTube guys do it. And keep in mind, I have noise suppression turned on with this microphone right now through OBS. It's the only filter that I have. And for the money, this seems to be a better microphone. Well, I don't want to say it's a better microphone. It's a comparable microphone that is good enough. Only the audio engineer guys who watch my channel are going to notice any difference. Seriously, like, I don't think anyone's going to know. No one's going to care. My views aren't going to change. Speaking of things like that, this lens that I have, so I have the Sony a7 IV with a Sigma 24 to 70 millimeter lens on it, but it's generation 1, and I bought it for a really good price. And I think as fast as I bought it, I'm actually going to sell it today, because I feel like maybe I should spend the extra and get generation 2 lens, which is a little bit sharper. Not going to make any difference for this shit. It's for photography. It's, who knows? It might not really matter. Going down a slippery slope with the slippery slope with photography. It's a complete money pit, man. It's a big gamble if I'm ever going to get the money back from this camera. So we'll see how it goes. And I don't know about you guys, but I still feel like I'm getting this weird artifact compression when I watch my stream. This is another slippery slope. You see these YouTube people and you see how good they look. And you just keep thinking, man, I want that camera. And then you get the camera and just, I don't even know if you can make that out. I'm zooming in and I'm checking out the compression and this like weird, it just comes and goes. And I don't know what's causing that. I don't know if it's because I need more light on my face. Like, I don't have proper lights in here. Anyways, so. But you can see what I'm talking about, right? Okay, did I just open up the curtain here? I hate having the light in front of me from the window because it reflects off my glasses. But What's going on, Teston? So you need to set the quality manually to maximum on the viewer side. And there is the more light, by the way, because the ISO, like this is a pretty good camera. The ISO is high. I'm running 60 frames a second, which I really don't need to be. But you know, with this camera, I find, and maybe someone out there knows the answer to this. When I'm running OBS live stream like this, and I'm running 30 frames a second, it feels like my voice isn't synchronized with my lips. You know what I mean? The audio video feels off because you're doing 30 frames. I don't, something just, I'll never understand all that stuff. And the quality still feels like it looks good until you zoom in, right? Thanks, Teston, for yeah, that natural lighting. Some of the other things I got to start playing around with, which I haven't. Let me skip this out. I need to start playing around with LUT filters and try some of those things out. I don't really, you know, I know I need, if you do all the proper lighting, you're laughing. But I'm in a bachelor apartment. I don't have a whole lot of room here, trying to have all my DJ gear here and set the camera up. And right now, the camera is literally on a little Gorilla tripod that's on top of one of my DJ controllers. So it's not the ideal situation. I need, even this microphone stand is not ideal. I need a boom arm stand to attach to my desk. I need a boom arm for the camera so I can set that up and not have to throw the studio together. You know, every time I want to do a live stream, it's the same thing. I have to throw shit together. It's not just ready to roll. So it's been difficult to have such a small space, try and have it look presentable, which it never really does anymore, and still be usable. And I don't even know about this lens. If I don't know what to do for the stream, my kit lens looked perfectly fine. You know what I mean? Honest to God, like for the extra money I spent, this thing's good, but the kit lens looked fine. And the extra money I spent, I could have bought some really good lights that I don't really have a good spot for either. And I am thinking about selling this lens today and upgrading, and I don't know. Just don't know what to do anymore. So if you're in here, well, we had some people in here for a second. Everyone just dropped out. Testing the mic. Was hoping to get some of the regulars in here because they know what my mic, the other mic, sounded like. And I think for my purposes, this sounds good. I'm okay with it. Doesn't seem to be a problem. My peas are probably okay. What's that? Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. Is that what that is? Doesn't seem to be a problem. My peas are probably okay. What's that? Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. All right, fun times. I'm not going to stay on the stream because I have some things to do. I just want to test this thing out quickly because I just picked the microphone up, make sure it works, make sure it sounds okay, and except for the look of it, it's a little stubby, a little bit more stubby. But there's some features I actually quite like on this microphone. For instance, this one right here. If my girlfriend calls, which she sometimes does, I can and I turn it back on and I've got the mic. Thanks for the feedback there, Testing. What's going on, Alan? Appreciate the love, buddy. It's always this trial and error. And the trial and error costs me money. That's the other part about all of this. So I basically I still did okay. If I had to buy this microphone new, what was this microphone new? Testing. I no longer have the NS7. But I can tell you from my experience with the NS7 compared to the Rain Performer, some simple things. Number one, Rain Performer can do stem split. Stem split is a pretty fun feature to be able to split your acapella and instrumentals between the decks. So you can add effects on one or scratch mix, and it's fun. Um, it's a little simpler. Just respond to some people want to buy this lens. Like I'm trying to sell this lens because I kind of want to get the better one. Ah, what was I gonna say? What we talk about with the NS7? Right, the NS7 does not have built-in effects. It can do stems, but it can't do stem split. Um, and the sound quality. You know, there's the other part. The audio interfaces in these things are better now. The only thing I gotta say, I'm using an SC6000M, and I had it sitting beside running on Serato with the Rain Performer. I did a video last night. And if you're scratching on that kind of platter, if you're used to your NS7 and you hop on a Rain Performer, it's not going to feel the same. It's good, but it's not the same. So that you might lose something on the platter that you'll get used to. But I know going back and forth between the SC6000M and the Performer, the SC6000M is more like a Rain 1. You know what I mean? So that's what I can say about that. Man, I put this lens up for sale, the Sigma lens that I just bought, and I got a deal. I got it for 9, so I'm gonna sell it for 9. Everyone else is trying to sell it for 1,100 bucks used. And I got like boatloads of people asking me about it. But if I sell it, let me just show you the difference right now. I'm gonna take the lens off and I'm gonna put on the other lens and see, does it make a difference? Well, so there's the other lens. Yeah, yesterday I was. And you know, the other lens is brighter because I was running at an f-stop 2.8, right? And now I'm running at 4.0. So here's what I can do. I'm going to go a little up with the ISO. And yeah, yesterday was the SM7DB, and I took it back and I picked up the MV7. So here's what's really stupid. Honestly, between the kit lens that came with the camera and I spent $900 on that other lens, I don't think you guys give a fuck. Seriously, right? Tell me, you don't give a fuck, do you? That that extra $900 did not change. This was not a $900 change. Now, for this shit here, like, don't get me wrong, I did not spend 900 bucks for you guys to see my gray beard a little sharper. I bought the other lens to do better pictures. And the other one does better pictures. But it's an older lens. And then I'm looking at the reviews and the comparisons with the next generation lens, which is literally double the money. And in the zoom and in the detail, it is a little bit sharper. And if I'm going to go and start being a professional photographer, I gotta have that level, man. I gotta jump to that. I can't cheap out. You can't go with such a good camera and then start cheaping out on everything else. Yeah, for the stream, I don't think it's going to be between the two lenses, except for the fact I can go a lower f-stop. But, you know, here's what it comes down to. The lower your f-stop, the less sharp your shit gets. So it's a real trade-off. Like I said, I don't see a huge I don't see a $900 difference. So it does make me wonder from the photography side of things. I don't even know what to do. I'm totally lost, man, because this has a focal length of 28 to 80. The other one, the good one, has 24 to 70. I never really feel like when I take a picture, I need to have the wide view. I always want to have the tight view of something. It's generally how it feels like. So, can't really tell. So many decisions, man. My brain just starts getting wrapped up in this shit and like, fuck, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? I'm not rich. You know, if I had all the money in the world, there'd be like a Sony Alpha 1 sitting here with like, you know, an $11,000 lens on it, and I wouldn't give a fuck. Small YouTube channel, trying to keep up with the big guys. And nobody watches. Not really. But so Neurosick, back to the microphone and off the camera. You think this mic sounds same, right? Same mic. Fraction of the price. On Amazon, let me just check. I could have got just trying to find this mic. Weird that I can't find it. Either way, you know, I'm happy. It's professional enough. Now, my only thought was if I you know, was doing like a live stream business where I was taking my shit out there and I'm using this, somebody might be like, "Oh, that's the cheap mic." But really, I can't tell the difference. I honestly, I can't hear the difference between this mic and the other one. Even the cameras, even these lenses, honestly, when I made the adjustment, I can't. I'm just going back and forth on my phone here looking, and I can't fucking tell a difference. Tell me honestly, does anybody here see a difference between the kit lens and that other lens? Because uh maybe the eye tracking something, I don't know. It's kind of strange. Guys, I'd like to sit here all day with 3 people watching me, but that's pretty fucked up. I got better shit to do. I appreciate the feedback from those who were watching. Now you know why I don't do these landscape streams anymore, because nobody comes, man. It's so weird. So strange. If I did a portrait one right now, you'd see the numbers jump. So I'm going to end this one. Thanks to Neurosick and Alan and Tesson for popping in and helping out with giving me some feedback. And I will talk to you all later.